ordinance number 2785 for first reading.
So move.
Second.
Ordinance number 2785, an ordinance of the City of Salisbury amending section 17.136.010, 17.136.030, and 17.136.050 of the Salisbury City Code to permit additional residential uses and revise development standards for Harbor Point Phase 3. Whereas the ongoing application, administration, and enforcement of Title 17 zoning of the City Code of the City of Salisbury demonstrates a need for its periodic review, evaluation, and amendment in order to keep the provisions of Title 17 current, comply with present community standards and values, and promote the public safety, health, and welfare of the citizens of the City of Salisbury. Whereas the mayor and council of the City of Salisbury are authorized by Maryland Code, Local Government 5-202, to adopt such ordinances not contrary to the Constitution of Maryland, public general law, or public local law, as the mayor and council deem necessary to assure the good government of the municipality, to preserve peace and order, to secure persons and property from damage and destruction, and to protect the health, comfort, and convenience of the citizens of the city. Whereas the mayor and council may amend Title 17 zoning of the Salisbury City Code pursuant to the authority granted by Maryland Code Land Use 4-102, subject to the provisions set forth in Section 17.228.020 of the Salisbury City Code. Whereas the planned residential district number 3B, Harbor Point, phases 3 and 4 zoning district, permitted multifamily dwelling units. The inclusion of a care home and apartment building for the elderly and handicapped will provide needed housing options. Whereas the mayor and council find that the health, safety, and general welfare of the citizens of the city will be furthered by amending sections 17.136.010, 17.136.030, and 17.136.050 of the Salisbury City Code to permit care homes and apartment buildings for the elderly and handicapped in planned residential district number 3B, Harbor Point, phases 3 and 4. Whereas pursuant to section 17.228.020 of the Salisbury City Code, any amendment to the Salisbury Zoning Code requires the recommendation of the Salisbury Planning and Zoning Commission prior to passage of an ordinance amending chapter 17.136. Whereas a public hearing on the proposed amendment was held by the Planning Commission in accordance with the provisions of 17-228.020 of the Salisbury City Code on February 16 of 2023. Whereas at the conclusion of its February 16, 2023 meeting, the Planning Commission recommended by a vote of 4-0 that the amendments to section 1.36.010, section 1.36.030, and 17.136.050 of the Salisbury City Code set forth herein be approved by the mayor and council. And whereas the mayor and council have determined that the amendments to section 17.136.010, 17.136.030, and 17.136.050 of the Salisbury City Code set forth shall be adopted as set forth herein. Now therefore be it enacted and ordained by the council of the city of Salisbury, Maryland, that Title 17 of the Salisbury City Code is hereby amended by adding the bolded and underlined language and removing the strike-through language as follows. In section 1, by amending 17.136.010 of the Salisbury City Code entitled Purpose as follows. In this section, the language in section B, with a multifamily development in a mixture of 1, 2, and 3-story units to be sold as condominiums will be stricken, and the language with a care home, apartment building for elderly and handicapped, and single-family, 2-family, 3-family, or 4-family buildings will be added, such that section B will now read, Phase 3 provides for development of those lands between the community recreation area and cluster lots in Phase 2 and the neighborhood businesses area in Phase 4, with a care home, apartment building for elderly and handicapped, and single-family, two-family, three-family, or four-family buildings. Section C will stay as is. In Section 2 of this ordinance, we are amending Section 17.136.030 of the Salisbury City Code entitled Permitted Uses as follows. In Section A, number 2, we will strike the language multifamily dwelling units as shown on the approved and recorded final development plan and replace with the language single-family, two-family, three-family, or four-family buildings. We will also add language in subsection 2 to add for a care home and language in subsection 3 to add for an apartment building for elderly and the handicapped. Section A will now read as follows. Permitted uses shall be as follows for Phase 3. 1, single-family, two-family, three-family, or four-family buildings. 2, care home. And 3, apartment building for elderly and handicapped. Section B, subsection B shall not be changed. In subsection C of this ordinance, by amending section 17.136.050 of the Salisbury City Code entitled Development Standards as follows. The changes will be made in section B2 to add language stating that Phase 3 lot setbacks shall be as shown on the recorded subdivision plat approved by the Planning Commission. Modifications to these setbacks shall require Planning Commission approval prior to recordation of a re-subdivision plat. That is the only change to subsection A and B. Subsection C will have changes in that in number 1, the language 9 and 38/100th units per acre will be stricken and replaced with the following. Phase 3, subsection A, 100-unit care home. Subsection B, 100-unit apartment building for elderly and handicapped. And subsection C, 24 units, one family, two family, three family, or four family cottages. Subsection C2 will stay the same. Subsection D1 will be changed to strike out the number 40 and replace it with 48, so that subsection 1 now reads Phase 3, 48 feet. Subsection 2 of section D remains the same. In subsection E, the parking requirements shall be as follows. We have added a subsection 1 that now reads Phase 3, subsection A, one family, two family, three family, or four family cottages, a minimum of one space per unit, permitted to be either on or off street. Subsection B, Lot 25, care home, a minimum of one space per 5 beds, plus one space per employee on the largest working shift. And subsection C, Lot 26, apartments for the elderly and handicapped, a minimum of one space for every 2 units, plus one space per employee on the largest working shift. Subsection 2 shall remain the same. Subsection F shall remain the same. Subsection G shall remain the same.
Questions
I
or
made it.
comments about that? All those in favor of approving ordinance number 2785 for first reading, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the chair votes aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
I'll happily run away.
All right, at this time, we'll entertain any public comments. If somebody has something they would like to say, please come up to the podium, state your name, where you live. Roughly 4 minutes at the max is our,
Well, first of all, say good evening to Congress, the mayor and the Congress and the staff. Back in 1994, I bought some property here in Salisbury, 417 Truett Street. I'm Perry Pruitt. And at the time I purchased this property, I had a truck, dump truck. Still do have one. And at the time, like I said, I've been there for 29 years. And never had no problem until I come home the other day and I saw paper stuck on the door about I'm on that commercial property can't be parked on, well, whatever, I can't. But anyway, my truck been in the yard ever since I had it. And they tell me I got to move it because it's on relative property, not relative. Residential property, that's right, help me out, 'cause I'm an old man. And they want me to move it, okay? And I know if I move my truck and carry it somewhere, see, the truck is just like a family to me. I'm part of the family because I have been had it, you know, that's my livelihood, that's my work. And I need my truck and I need it where I can see it, you know. If I got to carry it somewhere else and park it, they broke in my truck right there in the yard. So I had to put lights all the way around on my garage. And so if I take this truck, carry it somewhere and park it, and ain't no telling what's gonna be did to it. So I'm begging to you all this evening, the mayor and the rest of you, for a little sympathy. I need my truck in the yard where I can maintain it. I know what, you know, what's going on, but a thief, he regards the lights or whatever, he's still gonna do what they want to do to it, but I got a better chance with it sitting at the house when I come in for work. And so that's where I need some help. I'm 81 years, going on 81. I'm not gonna be driving this much longer. You follow me? So through to you all, I'm begging for some help. I need my truck to stay home. I know it's been there for 29 years and nobody asked about moving it. Now they want me to move it somewhere else. It can't be on the property. So I need some help.
Do you have the letter with you?
What they sent?
Yeah. So you said it was posted on the door and not sent by mail. I say this because I had an incident not long ago. My husband worked for Comcast and he parked his truck on the street. So I know that there was an individual who was privately, and I don't know if it was ever figured out who it was, but they were sending letters. So I don't know if they were sending letters pretending to be the city.
It's the city.
Is it city?
But
Okay.
I never park my truck on the street.
Yeah, no, I know.
I park it in the driveway and I'd be about 7-8 feet.
That's why I wanted to clarify. I wanted to make sure it was coming from the city.
Didn't we
and
have
not
an ordinance, excuse me, didn't we have an ordinance that forbidden commercial vehicles
It's been
on
on the
property?
books for
Yes,
decades.
for decades. I mean, but like, I'm kind of like this gentleman, I mean.
But now we're going to enforce it. It's been 29 years you've had this dump truck on your
yeah,
property.
It's,
I bought the property back in 1994. I had a truck when I came there. So I bought another one. And it sits there. It's sitting right there in my yard when I go to work.
but
See, what I'm afraid of, taking my truck somewhere else, I got to get up and go to work. Sometimes I have to be at work 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
But why should I be out here plunging in the...
No,
we understand.
we understand.
Because I think when we did that we had a discussion about this like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't like it then because I didn't think it would be fair for a person who is driving.
Well, the intention is to not have, I mean, what my position is, the intention should not be to have tractor trailers.
Yeah,
Or parked in a driveway, but there are plenty of people who work for Comcast, or people who are plumbers, people who are independent contractors that have vans. Some have decals on them.
Is this a
some of them
tractor
don't.
trailer?
It's a dump truck. It's a dump truck.
Dump truck.
So maybe that's something that we can schedule for a work session to discuss something in the future. Mr. Mayor, I don't know if you want to make a comment.
We could, the only comment I have is that your only vehicle?
The work truck, yes.
It's your only vehicle you have?
Do you have another vehicle you drive other
Yeah, I
than
have
the
a
dump?
pickup. Yeah.
Okay, then that we need to discuss it because you're right. What we don't want is tractor trailers lined two up like we had in the one place where he had two or three on his property, because remember, the reason it was put in because we had the adjoining property they owned, and they put their tractor trailers on that. I understand where he's coming from.
I think if someone has just one work vehicle.
Yeah.
that-
Well, and we said, there was one gentleman, I don't know if you remember, but there was one gentleman that his real vehicle was
His work
he was a work, he had his own business.
Yeah.
And that was the only vehicle he had. So there wasn't an issue there because that's how he gets around all the time. This is a little different. So, we can talk about it at a work session, but as the law states now, based on why we did it in the first place, and I understand completely what he's saying, we should probably talk about it at a work session and see what we can do.
So in
if
the
there's any.
meantime, in between time, he has this violation or a citation.
Yeah, it's a corrective action letter. I'll look into it. I got the
Yeah,
case number
so-
and the.
We'll look
enforcement
into it.
officer.
Thank you.
We'll have another question. So I could continue to let my truck stay there until I further notice?
Yes.
Because I don't want to lose my stuff in my truck. You understand? People
No,
tap your stuff.
I understand completely.
And like I said earlier, the truck is my life. I have made, of course, I have donated money to the city back on, all this come from the truck. Not every day now. Sometimes they approach me about a donation. I give them $20 or $25. All that come from the truck. And I just, I don't want to.
Let us look into it, and then we'll get back to you.
Leave your, you have his
Yeah, he
contact
already left it
information?
here.
We got, Andy's
It's on
got it
there.
all down.
Oh,
It's
his information?
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
already down.
all right.
So, meantime, just
Meantime, you can leave it there. They're gonna investigate and see what.
Yeah,
can be-
we'll-
then I hear from you.
Yeah.
She'll get your phone number, address.
Okay.
I've got your address, 417. So if you want to check it out, Kim over there.
We got you.
Could you make a copy of that?
I've got it. I've got the case. I can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, if this is, I'm not.
Any other public comments from anybody?
No.
Right, at this time, I'll turn it over to the administration for administration comments.
Yeah, a couple things. Some good news. We are still on track to open up Am Street Village early April. So that's very good
Did
news.
the AMP come in? Did the AMP come in?
We've resolved the issue with the breaker.
Okay.
Big hamster wheel.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, and Andy's
love it.
gonna,
Andy's gonna run it.
gonna get inside.
We're gonna power it with Andy's mouth.
And Andy's
All
gonna
right.
get inside.
also, I would like to second Angela's comment that's coming up about donations of blood. I would also like to just mention the fact that there are two other things this month. National Women's Month. This is National Women's Month.
You beat me.
So thank you, all the women. Thank you
Deputy
to the
Mayor.
First Lady.
Deputy.
And it is also National Disabilities Awareness Month. So that has a special place in my heart, for sure. So just be cognizant of that and remind people of that. That's pretty much all I have. Mr. Kitzrow, anything?
Nothing else to add?
Thank you.
We'll move into council comments. Mrs. Gregory?
Now I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Well, the Bundle Up and Go Outside art is going on this weekend. You got one more weekend of it, I think. So you can go this weekend and go see the art on, I think it's on Picnic Island.
It's lovely.
In the park. Definitely want to go out and check that out. Hopefully the rain will move on and it'll be nice weather next weekend. And other than that, just go, if you haven't gotten your booster, go get it.
Ms. Jacks?
Oh, well, Jack kind of stole my thunder with the Women's History Month. We have many women right abroad that are women of history, and I would like for you all to stand and applaud yourself. That's right.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hey, stand up.
no one else is giving you applause.
Stand up. You too, Linda.
Deputy mayor.
Yes. We have a lot to
Don't.
She got a promotion, Jack.
We have a
promotion, Jack.
We have a lot to be thankful
Deal with it.
for.
We do.
Women have dug in the trenches to make this month possible. But it's not only just this month, the same as Black History. Women are real. And if it wasn't for the women, there wouldn't be no men. It wouldn't be no men. Women are the force behind the men. So
You thought you were ready to move on?
you thought I was gonna say the wind beneath your wings? No, but we are a strong force to be reckoned with. Women are.
Yep.
So I'd just like to say thank all the women for the work that they do in our city, county, and around the world. And I also like to thank my team, my comrades, my colleagues, for the wonderful birthday cake that was bought for me, and I wasn't even here.
Yeah, you weren't. It was good, though.
No, it wasn't, because I got it. But it was delicious. It really was delicious, and I thank you, Mira. I thank you, Angela, Megan, Michelle, Jack, Andy, and Kim. I thank you all, and Linda. Thank you all. I saw the wonderful picture of y'all holding my cake, and I heard they were trying to smash Mira's head in. But no. But just thank everybody for that birthday. You know, turn another year is something to be thankful for, and I am thankful for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Blake?
Well, of course, if you're healthy enough, you must donate blood. We are urgently low in our region, and I actually think James and Bennett recently had a blood drive. I was really grateful to see that. High schools are involved. Our health departments have blood drives, and please get out there and donate blood. I just had a couple other questions. Is our next agenda, when is the labor law coming to us? Is that soon? Is that this month? The labor code. The labor code. The labor code, that's what I meant, the labor code.
April?
I remember there was discussion about it coming this month, and it's like,
It's not ready yet.
oh, it's not
We're
ready?
still working, no. it's not
Oh,
ready.
okay.
The goal would have been the 20th for the first review.
Oh.
That is not able to happen. It'll be April 3rd.
It'll be April 3rd?
Yeah.
It's the early, yeah. We've got to get a final draft for our eyes. We'll do a couple modifications from our last meeting with individuals from the potential union. So, yep, we're getting close, very close.
Okay. And I didn't want to let anyone forget. I think Boda put out a reminder today to, I meant to bring the copy of the letter. I did send in a copy of the letter of some things that I wanted to check in on, and I haven't heard a word about it. So I will probably resend that in email tomorrow.
Did Andy get it the first time? Just make
No,
sure.
he actually didn't, because Julia was here, so she
Yeah.
got it. So I'll
Okay.
resend it to
Okay.
you, Andy.
Thank you. Ms. Alton?
A couple events coming up this week that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention. Kind of capping off what Mayor Heath and Councilwoman Jackson mentioned about Women's History Month. For the third time in a row, I will be announcing that the Wicomico Commissions for Women tomorrow will be hosting their Build Workplaces Where Women Thrive. It's their monthly meeting that they're opening to the public. It's going to be tomorrow from 4 to 5:30 at the Bay Area Center for Independent Living to tour their Bring Your Own Baby program, which is offering professionals with infants and toddlers the opportunity to explore embracing equity and allowing their toddlers into the workplace. So really interesting opportunity. I really encourage you all to come out. I really am excited to show off what Dr. Catherine Jones has been working on there. Springtime is here, so if anyone's interested, tomorrow Camden Farmers Market's up and running. Just wanted to throw that information out there. And then finally, I just wanted to thank everyone here at the city. So I'm kind of capping off my onboarding. I've had the lovely opportunity to meet with a lot of our department heads, Chief Duncan, Keith Allen from the ABC department, and I just want to emphasize to anyone still listening to this long meeting that we have some amazing people leading these departments. We have a fantastic team propelling the city forward, and I'm just really excited to be a part of it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I just wanted to, there were a couple announcements that I wanted to highlight that came out today. This fall, the Delmarva Chicken Festival will be back. So it's celebrating 100 years of the poultry industry on the Eastern Shore. That's going to be October the 7th at Arthur W. Purdue Stadium. So it should be a big event. And then another announcement that was made today, the one that I'm really excited about, and I think a lot of us will be, is the return of We Heart SBY, to be led by Ryan and Amanda Weaver. So they have recertified the organization as a nonprofit, and we are looking forward to a lot of good things coming from them, helping us with art in the community and events, and so we're really excited about this. So, without any other business before us, I want to thank Monica for our intern for being here. She's still hanging around with us. She's almost done with her master's. And
I know
will be
it.
graduating this spring, so excited. So yes. Then she's probably going to be off somewhere, D.C.,
sunset.
making policy and laws and become a congresswoman. So we're excited for your future. So thank you for being here. With that, we are adjourned.